Alright, so obviously I'm going to go into doing my freak seat setup. I'm finally getting out to give it a run tomorrow. So I'm going to show you how to deal with this mess of cables here, tighten them up, set it up so that it's ready to go. Well, let's get into it. Alright, before we even get started, check this out. It's just a double self-inflating air mattress. We actually bought it before we had a decent amount of furniture for visitors to sleep on, but it makes a perfect kayak setup. Nice and stable. You can get up, sit on the kayak, holds up your weight, doesn't damage the kayak. Good idea. Give it a go if you've got one. Here we are on Tin-Yetti's patch. Seen a few fish on the sounder, so we'll just plop this out there and see what we can find, shall we? Just let it sink for a second. Oh yeah, there's a couple of touches there. Oh yes, yes! Oh, snapped him off and we lost him. Oh yes! Look at that little ugly stick work. Working hard. So, it looks like a mess. You got a lot of cables here. First up, let's get this lucky band off. It would be easier if I had both hands instead of holding a GoPro. So, much like your standard hobie seats, you've got one cable here. You've got one cable here, which connects to the top of the seat. But unlike the hobies which plug in, you've got this cable down the bottom, which you hook onto your back loops here, and that holds the back down and in place. So it's just a matter of adjusting your balance between those two, really. Obviously, being double balanced, two sets of buckles, you can adjust more up, more down as you need to adjust your length. So what I'm going to do first, if I can figure out where best to put the camera. And it'd be better if my dog wasn't going bananas at the new guinea pigs, but you know, them's the breaks. So I'm going to clip my top seat strap into the loop at the front, getting everything else out of the way, and then I'm going to adjust this bottom buckle so that I have just the right. Annoying because there's so many straps, but once you get it adjusted, it's easy. So I'm going to adjust this strap all the way down so that when it goes all the way back, the bottom of my seat is anchored just above just in front, so that's now holding there, and then we'll pass the strap back through to anchor that. So that ain't going anywhere. Hang on, I'm going to deal with the dog. Alright, we're back. So now I've got my bottom one in the position I want it. I'm going to adjust my top one up. Now I like my seat fairway forward because I'm a short guy and I like to try and sit upwards, upright. So this is where you start to get into needing to balance the two. I'm going to set that about there for now. Just feed it back through to hold it. And now we move on to the base buckle. Alright, so as I say, back one clipped on. I see they've done away with, they used to have a clip here, which was really annoying because it was a lot harder to adjust evenly. And they've done away with that, which is a good thing. So again, I'm going to start with the bottom one, because really I want to place the bottom of the seat first. I'm going to pull that up just about as tight as I can, so the back of the seat is held really close, a long way back, and then anchor that off just for the fun of it. Again, second buckle, just pulling up to tension, realistically I like it a bit tighter. So that should be the first side kind of adjusted. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same process on the other side. I'm not going to bother showing you that. Maybe we'll put it in fast motion or something. And then we'll hop up, sit in the seat, see how it goes. Okay, so there she is, all clicked in. Now the real trick to making these actually super comfy is you've actually got to get them even. That's the hardest bit. Oh, nope, that's not how it should be. So, sitting in there, I can feel that I've put it all too tight. So I'm gonna have to ease it back a bit. I'll go get a GoPro pole so you can be on that and I can do this a bit easier without having to hold you. Hang on. Alright, so it might actually be easier to see without me in the seat. Because of the multiple connection points, if I slide that seat all the way back, which is where it's going to want to sit when I'm in the kayak, and then pull that back up, my straps are a bit short here, so I've obviously got a big angle, so I'm going to want to give my back a little bit more tilt back, so I'm not sitting quite so straight up. So it's actually working its way in. It's pretty comfy, to be honest. That's the joy of the straps, is they got a little bit of give. You know what? Take the bag off the back. Super handy, but not handy when you're trying to adjust. So I can now feel on my straps at the back here that the top strap is very, very loose. So I'm going to pick up the slack on that one. Right, that side. This side's loose too. So we'll tighten him up. Now this, I guess, gives you an idea of why I'm doing it at home. Because you can do this on the water, but it's much easier to sit at home. Where for one, I'm not worrying about capsizing and falling out. And more importantly, I'm not wasting fishing. Can't get through the top, that's right. So now what I need to check, I want to check where my pedals are going to sit, get my feet up, and making sure that, you should be able to see that, the hatch cover is accessible, so the seat's not pushing forward, covering that hatch, because I'm going to need to be able to get in there. You can put the pedals in there, but they're touching the ground, just. What do you know, with a bit of ingenuity. Ooh, it feels funny when you're doing it with no resistance. Surprised how much resistance water produces. Support. Give myself a really good simulation of being on the water, and that is good. I like that. I'm happy. And that pretty much covers it. Now, I've got the tandem, I've got the outfitter over there, I've got to put the seats in. The seat space on the outfitter is a bit different. I guess each year it's a bit different. So I'm actually going to mark this seat for this kayak, and then each of the other seats, the Savo, I'll get Mini-Me to sit in his seat and adjust it to him, because it's going to need to be changes a bit, depending on leg length basically, and size of the kid. So he's going to want it further forward, because he's going to be sitting up here, just so he can reach the pedals, and I can adjust that with the seat, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Freak seats, freak bag, I'm pretty happy with them. So there you go, get into it, give it a go, spend the time adjusting it right before you leave home. You can't always adjust it on the water. Give it a go. See you out there. Cool. And do the other kayak now.